Hey guys, it's been a little bit. I've kind of been, I'm over it. Like, right? I think that'll be the title of this video, but I just feel over it. I think, so I want to do a quick video on kind of where we are, where we're going, and what we can do about it. Because yeah, I've kind of felt this sense of, at least for me, of just like, hey, I got like stuff taken down by YouTube, and kind of came to the realization that, hey, this is not gonna, unfortunately, in the current climate we're at, it's gonna be really hard for someone with a libertarian / conservative voice to get much playtime, much push, and sadly that's what it's come to, right? Like if your videos aren't suggested, you're just not going to get the traction, right? And so I appreciate all the shares and likes and all that stuff that helps, I think, get the word out, not because I want to have like a channel, but just because I think what we're saying is hopefully, what I'm saying is hopefully encouraging people to get involved. And so anyways, where we're at, right? Past 60 days approximately. Gas prices are up, I don't know, 30, 50, 60%, somewhere around there. We just passed $1.9 trillion in stimulus package, stimulus in quotes. From everything I'm reading, it's like 900 billion to $1 trillion of it were, pet projects of big government. On the right and the left, by the way, it wasn't just Pelosi and Schumer, but they did get their special deals. We bailed out pensions, we bailed out states. So that's kind of discouraging. Our deficit spending is officially more than our tax revenue. At least it was. I think it currently is. And historically, that's really a Rubicon. Like when you're spending 200% of what you make, like if I'm making, $40,000 a year and I'm spending $80,000 a year, people kind of get the idea that you're not going to pay this debt back. And so what you're seeing is the bond market, for those, nerdy enough like me to actually follow it, the bond market is spiking even this morning. They see inflation coming, and so nobody wants to own U.S. debt. Like a 10-year U.S. note is at like 1.75% a year. Well, when the Fed is promising that they want over 2% inflation, it doesn't make a lot of sense to lend the U.S. government money for 10 years and only get 1.7% a year, because you're guaranteed to lose money, right? So, I mean, the border crisis is like, right now there are more, quote, kids in cages than there ever were under Trump. And yet, obviously, the media doesn't even touch it, doesn't even mess with it. The hypocrisy is obviously there, right? We knew that from the beginning. It's not something new. But for me, it's been good for me. I've kind of backed away. Like I've stopped watching nightly news. I've stopped watching the Sunday morning shows. I've stopped watching almost all the national media, and even most of the local media, honestly, just because I don't think it wasn't helping me. It wasn't giving me anything there were no action points afterwards, right? The local stuff is a little more pertinent. And so I think that's where we're at. And you see, Dianne Feinstein is wanting to introduce an assault weapons ban. She's wanting to do, universal background checks, which is a national gun registration, because you can't have a universal background check without a national gun registry. You cannot. It does not work. So whenever you hear universal background checks, think national gun registry, because it doesn't work without it. So that's kind of where we're at. They're gonna unveil like a $2 trillion infrastructure package apparently in the next week or two, and then tax hikes apparently in the next week or two. And so that's, for me, it's discouraging, right? Because that's where we're at. What can I do about it? Well, first off, where are we going, right? So if they pass an assault weapons ban, if they pass national gun registry, if they pass all these things, like, I'm not going to go along with it. I will not comply, I think my state will not comply, right? And some of you may be watching from states that will comply, and I'm sorry about that. Moved to somewhere, like I moved to Idaho to get to a spot where I think there's a little more, I guess grit in some of the populace. Anyways, that's kind of, I think we just have to kind of put our foot down. For me, inflation is coming, right? They're promising to print trillions and trillions. That is not they literally just tell you they're going to do it. So inflation is coming. More gun related stuff's coming. More taxes are coming. Name the thing, right? Like more government spending is coming. More entitlements are coming. More, like, all these things are coming. So what can I do to counteract it and prepare for it. For me, I'm getting involved hopefully more locally. Like tomorrow I'm going to the Capitol. I joined a group by the name of Idaho Second Amendment Alliance, and so it's a bunch of people that care about the Second Amendment. And so we're going to go to the Capitol tomorrow and talk to our lawmakers about this House Bill 300 that would install a sanctuary state kind of statute for Idaho that would prohibit law enforcement from enforcing unconstitutional gun laws. So for me, I'm trying to get more involved, right? I'm trying to talk to my legislators, and I need to get involved more with my sheriff. I haven't. Anyways, we can do that. And at the end of the day, guys, this is my encouragement to you and my encouragement to me. Like, as a believer, my worldview is that at the end, like, it gets really bad before it gets better kind of thing. So this shouldn't surprise me. It shouldn't discourage me. I can be a light and I can be an encouragement to people around me, but I can also stand up for the rights of the people around me as well. So, you don't have to comply with these unconstitutional laws. You don't have to comply with if it's unconstitutional, you don't have to comply. And even if it is, quote, constitutional, if it goes against the word of God, you don't have to comply. So the thing is, for me, is find where your lines are, and be willing to stand up for them, right? Like, I'm sick of all these people kind of putting lines in the sand and like they get crossed and if you cross one more line, I swear I'm going to punch you right in the nose. And then they back up a little bit and another line. Like, at some point now, we've got to just decide, hey, this is my line. I will not comply, come what may, right? So for me, the things that they are planning are getting close to those lines. And so for me, you just have to realize it may cost you something to stand up for something. If you're not willing to lose something for standing up, if you're so afraid you may lose your name, the thing, and I have a very, I guess, privileged, to use that word, I have a privileged position in that, my company isn't trying to force things on me, or anything like that, or, I don't have to, comply with certain things or lose my job or lose my house or those things. So, I understand it can cost some people more than others, but we have to be willing to stand up for what we believe in. Like, anyways, just my encouragement, get involved, get ready, because inflation's coming. I sound like a broken record, I know, but I think precious metals are the place to be when inflation comes. Historically, that has been the case. They not only preserve your purchasing power, they actually increase it during inflation. So I'm a physical silver person. I don't make any commission off of you go buying a few silver coins. I would do it. I would do it right now, because I think I'm in the industry. Like, we import a lot of stuff, and we've had prices go up. We've had some prices go up 100% in the past 60 days. We have to, some of our costs are going up literally weekly. The supply chain is not figured out. We're seeing the whiplash of some of the stuff, some of the shutdowns and all this other stuff. But also, I think there's a lot of turbulence in just the belief that the U.S. is going to inflate their debt away. Right now, we are the world reserve currency. Everybody has to hold our debt. Anyways, that will not be the case forever. Whether it ends this year, whether it ends 10 years from now, I don't know. But I would rather be a year early than a day late kind of thing. So get precious metals, get some stored food, get some ammo if you can find it. You can't right now, right? Like, so for me, those kind of things is being prudent. It says a wise man perceives evil and hides himself. So my encouragement, be encouraged, enjoy the little things, right? Like, I've got 3 boys to hang out with and talk to, and do the fun stuff. It's going to be spring. Don't let government dictate what you can do and you can't do in your life. Like, if free men do not ask permission kind of thing, like, go do stuff with your family, do things that are going to have a lasting impact. Be an encouragement to your neighbors, be an encouragement to your friends, and don't live in fear. I think I don't have to tell you, most likely, if you're watching this, but that is, I think, the biggest thing that was taken from the society in this whole COVID deal is they got everyone just to live so afraid. They were so afraid of dying that they ceased to live, right? And for me, and some of that is a worldview thing, right? Like, if you don't know what happens after you die, I would be scared as well. I would really be scared. And, I get that. But if, like, instead of just running from the fear, like, why don't you kind of re-examine why you're afraid? And that would be my encouragement if you don't have a worldview that allows you to be free from the fear of death. I believe, Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and life. No man comes to the Father but through him. Anyways, we have hope, we have encouragement, we have all these things, but be prepared, get prepared, because guess what? When it comes, A, if you've watched this, you've heard it. You can't say you didn't see it coming. But B, some of your neighbors will not be, and I hope to be in a spot where I can help people that may or may not see it coming, and I can share, resources with them, and I can also share Christ with them, right? That's why I'm here. So anyways, thank you guys. Hope you have a great day. And like I said, I'm over it. Get back to the simple things. Loving your friends, loving your family, loving your neighbors. Enjoy life, watch baseball games, have a glass of wine watching the sunset, things like that. All right, bye.